The Drive at 5. How's everybody today? Beautiful day here in South Florida. Sun shining. As you can see, it's washing my face. Heading south to work. Guess there's a few things to talk about this morning. One of the things is I caught some of the interview with James Comey yesterday regarding Hillary Clinton, her testimony to Congress, and all of the immunities that were handed out to a lot of her staff members and people from Platte River that had her server. I found it pretty interesting that Comey is really sticking by his guns. Everything I hear about Comey and what I've read, he was a very well-respected man. He's the director of FBI. I mean, he's the top cop. I don't know how he sleeps at night. I don't know what he tells his wife when he comes home every day. We know, and I think you know, that this came from the top. That a hand came down in front of him and said, "You can't do anything to Hillary Clinton." Just think of the ramifications at that point back in July if you would have recommended indictment. It would have been total chaos in the election process, getting rid of the main candidate on the Democratic Party. That just would have thrown a wrench into the whole system. It would have put the country into chaos. So I understand why it probably came down from the top to exonerate her and just let her off. But again, you know, handing out all these immunities, there had to be some basis of criminal action, otherwise they wouldn't have asked for immunity. But I don't think it's over yet. There's still things that are going to happen between now and Election Day. I don't know what, but there may be something damaging enough to come out. If I were James Comey, I don't think I'd be able to live with my conscience. It's just the way I am. If I had that position, I would rather give up my career than to jeopardize the entire country, including its safety and its ethics. But that's my feeling. So I'm not sure how all of you feel about it, but that's just me. Shout out to Janet. Hi Janet, I see you're watching. Joe, I see you're watching. Abe, thanks for tuning in. I watched the Trump rally last night. I got to tell you, the man is a machine. He addressed a Polish organization early in the morning yesterday. Then he had another rally at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Another one last night at 8 o'clock. And just before the rally, he did an interview with Bill O'Reilly. I don't know how the man does it. Talk about energy and stamina. He definitely has it. So if he ever did get that 3 o'clock call, you know he'd pick it up. But listening to him last night and some, you know, news reports later and also before, he's really pounding on Clinton now for all of her misgivings. And now he's got the right attitude about following the money. It's just coincidentally, I'm reading Eric Bolling's book, and he's basically saying the same thing in his book about Hillary and Bill, about following the money. And you can see all of the untrustworthy things that they've done. Now, you know, Perez just passed away in Israel, which is a sad thing. When he turned 90, Bill Clinton was invited to speak at his 90th birthday party. And Bill said, yeah, sure, I'd be happy to come and speak, but I need to get paid $500,000. So he got paid $500,000 to go and speak at Perez's 90th birthday party. So that just tells you what kind of heart and soul these people have. I mean, okay, he's a former president. He's making money on his speeches. But for God's sakes, the man's turning 90 years old. You can't make a wholehearted effort and go to the man's birthday party and speak for free and enjoy and celebrate his life of turning 90? $500,000? You have to be kidding me. Ridiculous things that they do. But it's very interesting, the turn of events of how the Clintons work, how they manage to help people, inside people, the status quo, and it all has to do with money. So I can understand that. A few other things that, you watch the internet, you don't know what to believe when you scroll and troll through Facebook and see these other online news organizations. They showed an earbud in Hillary's ear during the debate. Who knows, that could have been photoshopped. But then again, you really don't know. Then there was another photograph of what looked like to be a microphone and a wire in Hillary's back under her jacket. There's a video out explaining what that is. Who knows? I don't know if she really needs coaching. She could probably go on and on for hours about talking, although she doesn't make sense a lot of times, and sometimes she just rants and rants and rants, and she gets boring to listen to. Lester Holt wasn't very fair to Donald towards the end, but that debate's over. What concerns me is the debate coming up, which is a town hall setting, where it's going to be difficult for, I think, either candidate to hit hard against each other. It's funny how this debate has come down to not talking about issues in the country and the things that need to be fixed, but how they can slam each other. I mean, is that what's really going to win this election? I don't think so. I think people that, are going to vote for Donald Trump are going to vote for him regardless of how much Hillary spends on negative campaign ads or how much she slams him during her rallies. I think that people have got their mind made up. And the same goes for Hillary. I think whoever's going to vote for Hillary is going to vote for Hillary. It's a small percentage of people that need to be swayed one way or another on who they're going to vote for. I think it's around 11% is going to make the difference. Now, I know here in Florida, they call it the most important swing state. And I talked to a lot of people here, and I haven't met anybody that's really going to vote for Hillary. I know I live in southern Florida, so I know up in northern Florida, around the Orlando area, there's quite a few people that are, Republican, and they're going to cast their vote for Donald. But southern Florida, went down the Miami way, is more leaning towards Democrats. So I'm really not sure which way that's going to go. But we'll find out. I have a feeling Trump will win Florida. Looks like he's going to win Ohio, which is a major state. Anybody that usually wins Ohio usually wins the election. He's ahead in a lot of states that are normally turning blue, or normally blue, that looks like they're going to change over to red. He had an amazing rally last night. It's incredible about how many people show up. I mean, they all can't even fit in. A lot of them have to stay outside and listen and watch, I think, probably on a large screen TV. But regardless of the fact, it's like everywhere he goes, 2-3 times a day, he draws these enormous crowds. And, that means people are either taking off from work because it takes hours to get in and then hours to wait, but they're willing to spend the time and energy to wait to see Donald Trump. I don't think it's because of his celebrity status. I think it's because they want to listen to what he has to say. He does repeat himself a lot, but he's trying to get his message across, and I think it's working. I think the people in the country are really starting to listen. Time's getting close. There's 40 days left till Election Day. There's some early voting going on already, so he's really hitting the pavement. I wouldn't want to see the fuel bill for his jet. On the other hand, Hillary, maybe she'll have an event here and there. She draws in maybe a couple hundred people. I don't even know if she could fill a gym at an elementary school. But very boring. She starts in and yelling and yelling and yelling. I think she does that to show power, or to, try to relay to the people that she's a powerful person. And she is, when it comes to corruption. She's very powerful. But as far as getting her message across, I don't think it works very well. You can listen to her for a little while, and all she does is say, we have to do this, and we need to do this, but she never explains how. And then she says, well, go to my website, and you'll find out. But, going to the website, I don't think a lot of people really want to do. They want to hear it from the candidate themselves. Trump even mentioned last night, he says, well, you can go to my website if you want to, it's there, but come to my rallies and listen, or watch my interviews and I'll tell you. He's being very honest about his campaign, I think. Hillary had Bernie Sanders yesterday. She preached and preached about free college. Nothing's free. I'm going to pay for it. You're going to pay for it. I mean, no matter how it turns out, nothing is free unless the colleges want to donate their time and their buildings, and teachers don't want to get paid. It's going to come out of our taxes, and she's going to raise taxes through the roof. I also think that Bernie Sanders really doesn't want to support her out on the campaign trail. He said so many negative things about her during their campaign against each other to get to the convention. Bernie called her a lot of names and said that she had poor judgment and bad decisions and all that. So it's hard to flip-flop on things like that. But anyway, 40 days left. Trump's going to hit it hard. We'll see what happens during his what they call a town hall debate. I'm not sure how that's going to work out, but I don't think either candidate's going to have the opportunity to really slam each other. Shouldn't be about that anyway. I think if Trump stays on message and delivers what he wants to the people, I think he'll swing some people over to his side. I know quite a few Democrats that will be voting Republican this year. I don't think too many Republicans are going to vote for Hillary, although a few came out. But as far as people that are backing and endorsing Trump are way more high level than what Hillary has. In fact, the police union wanted to have a meeting with Hillary a while back. I don't know if you heard about it, where they would like to endorse her. And she refused the endorsement from the police. So I guess that kind of tells us how she feels about police and their activities. She thinks they're all racist and need to be retrained for sensitivity. I mean, come on, for God's sakes, they're police. Sensitivity. Give me a break. Stop and frisk. Stop and frisk. That's what people need. It'll stop a lot of the nonsense that's going on. Anyway, that's my drive this morning. Hopefully I'll be on this afternoon at 5 o'clock. And I want to thank anybody that tuned in for watching. And you guys have a good day. Bye, Janet.